So whatever's here right now, that's the point. All right? That's reality. So if you ever get worked up about something and you can't meditate and you're just thinking about something always, stop and ask yourself, what is real? What is reality? Is this real? Whatever you're experiencing, ask yourself, is this real? And a good one to ask yourself is, am I real? And when I say that, I mean the person you think you are. Think about who you are and ask yourself, am I real? And if you stick with that enough and you really want to know, eventually you'll have that experience like I was talking about when you're like, no, I'm a lie. Because I am eternal. Okay. And when you have that experience, then you can play your role in life a lot better, a lot more clearly. Okay. So let's move on to one more sutra. Okay. Actually, we'll put these two together. So Sutra 18 and 19. Well, actually, let's put all three of them together because these are great. Okay, they all go together. All right, so try to hold this in your consciousness as best you can. The other samadhi, the higher samadhi, which is a state of complete freedom, leaves constructive impressions in the mind. Okay. Now, 19. From samadhi without complete knowledge, one may progress to more refined states of samadhi or again become involved with gross characteristics of nature and its actions. 20. Higher samadhi is preceded by disciplined endeavor, attentive meditation practice, insights, unobstructed memory of prior subtle perceptions, unwavering faith, and the unveiling and emergence of innate knowledge. All right, so let's break this down. So first of all, the other samadhi, the higher samadhi, leaves constructive impressions in the mind. What that means is when you experience it, that moment, when you're super conscious, that essentially roasts the seeds of your karma. Things may come up, but as long as you're in that state of higher samadhi, of that witnessing the presence, it doesn't matter. Just let them go, they go away. Okay? Then you move beyond that. Whatever else comes up again, you keep going and you clear these things from your awareness. That's how you clarify your awareness, by experiencing samadhi. Now, number 19. From samadhi without complete knowledge, one may progress to more refined states of samadhi, or again become involved with gross characteristics of nature and its actions. If you experience samadhi, of what they might call without complete realization, without total awakening of consciousness, total clarification of consciousness, if you experience that but you're still ego-identified, you'll fall back into yourself. You'll fall back into the problematic you. So when you experience higher states of consciousness, don't get all excited about it. Okay, don't be like, wow, this is great. I'm really making spiritual progress here. Because it's not a thing that you're making progress. It's just layers are being removed. Okay? So when you experience it, just let it be whatever it is. Don't claim it as something special. Know it's your natural state and allow yourself to merge fully in that clarity. One may become involved with the gross characteristics of nature and its actions if you claim it as something special. So what that means is the problem here that we have is we think we are individualized ego beings. We think we are individualized unit of this pure consciousness, as if we are separate from it. And when you meditate, I would like to recommend imagining that everything that you experience around you is within you. So you are one. You are not one with everything. You are everything. And all the things that change are just merely stuff within your consciousness. Okay, so identify with the space, the greater unconditioned awareness around you. When you meditate, do that. And do that whenever you're interacting with the world, too. When you're interacting with people, you are not doing anything. This is just the stuff that's happening within you. And that will help break that ego identification. So when you experience this higher oneness, this samadhi, you don't fall back into, wow, I'm so great and spiritually enlightened now, I can do anything I want. You don't want to do that because that will pull you back down into suffering. The most important of these three sutras is 20. Higher samadhi is preceded by disciplined endeavor, attentive meditation practice, insights, unobstructed memory, unwavering faith, and the unveiling and emergence of innate knowledge. Higher samadhi is preceded by disciplined endeavor. That means you get up every day, or in the evening, whenever you do it, you meditate every single day for the purpose of waking up to your true nature. Every day you do that. Disciplined endeavor. That means when you're interacting with people, you do so from that place of pure consciousness, of of doing what's right within the situations that are going on around you, whatever that might be. It's being disciplined in your thinking and your actions. If you're not taking responsibility for your thoughts and your emotions and your states of consciousness, that's not going to do anything. Okay. In time, you'll get a little happier, but it's when you take responsibility for those thoughts, memories, emotions, states of consciousness that you will wake up more quickly. So that is also disciplined endeavor. Attentive meditation practice, we've mentioned that. Insights. That means that whatever you experience from meditation practice or within your life, inspirations that come up, clarification of consciousness, realizations about your true self, you start living as though those are real for you. Because if you have them and you don't get them in there and start living that way, they're not going to stay there. Okay? And then this pure consciousness, which is receptive to who you are and what you're doing, will say, oh, well, you don't really care anyway, so we're going to quit giving you these realizations. So pay attention to the realizations that occur and work them into your life. Now, unwavering faith. When someone tells you, if you do thus and so, and you stick with it, this will happen, but you're not experiencing that, it's hard to maintain faith in that regard. Okay? If someone says, if you sit and meditate every day, you will start to wake up, but you just don't see it. There may come a time when you will have a spontaneous realization from the work you've been doing in this regard. So you don't stop it. You continue your intention. You continue practicing with unwavering faith that you are going to wake up. Because you are. All right? I mean, one way or another, you're going to wake up. Whether it's slow, whether it's fast, it just depends on how intent you are and how surrendered you are into the process. Because surrender is the key. You can't make it happen. You just do what you can and then let it happen of its own accord. Sometimes when you're on a spiritual path, you might have realizations that you need to change something about yourself or your life. If you don't make those changes, oftentimes the growth will not occur as quickly. Or if you have a spiritual teacher, which I highly recommend because they're very helpful, if you know someone who's been practicing these techniques or practicing meditation for a long time, and they embody what they teach, and they are what they teach, you can interact with them, and they can give you little pointers. For example, when I go and I meet with Roy Davis, and even though he doesn't say, how are you meditating, or what are you doing, or have you had this kind of insight? We just talk about normal things. He tells stories about his time with Paramahansa Yogananda, other meditation gurus he's met, his travels, things of that nature. He asks me how business is doing. However, within those conversations, always something comes up that is a little gem of, maybe you could think about doing this, and that's the way it works when you're interacting with someone. You gain knowledge from them simply by being in their presence. Okay, they might say something that resonates with you. You might think that spiritual teachers should have this insight into your mind, insight into your awareness, that they could just tell you exactly what you need to do. But that's only there if you are receptive to that grace that comes through. So, for example, as you're here tonight, anytime you're in a situation like this where you're coming together to meditate or learn something, the more open and the more receptive you are to getting what you need from this particular sitting, the easier it will be for you to get it. Everything you need to know is within you. So that means you could not get information unless it was already within you. If you were talking to a teacher and you did not have this inclination to wake up, you'd think they were just a normal person. You'd think, if you met Roy, you'd think he's just a guy in a suit and tie, However, if you are receptive to certain knowledge, certain waves of grace, it is already within you. It is just reflected from the person that you're interacting with. The same thing. That's why you direct your intention and your attention within when you're meditating to realize and accept that you are this pure infinite consciousness. You are the source of all knowledge. And when you claim that for yourself, then awakening is almost instantaneous.